welcome to the Think Rich Interview and Expert Show. We're live in Las Vegas at the world premiere of the Pass It On movie. And I have David Dean with us here today. And as you know, we're partnered with Ted Ciuba, the author of the new Think and Grow Rich, which consists of 13 principles. And I'm going to ask you specifically about a principle called commitment, which is absolutely, as you know, necessary for success in business. And I understand that you're the expert to talk about this.
Well, I don't know about expert, but it's been my privilege over the last 40 years to recruit, manage, motivate, direct salespeople. And I've seen an awful lot of people with ability, an awful lot of people with talent, but nothing makes up for a degree of commitment. So what we've said to our people for years is that, you know, if you are 100% committed to your work, to what you want to accomplish, if you work hard, give it time, in time, you can become highly successful. But if you're 99% committed, you're going to fail. And it's just a matter of time. And basically what we're saying is anything short of being totally committed to what you're doing and trying to be successful at what you're doing, it's just not going to work. Because in everybody that's been highly successful, and I've had the privilege of interviewing some of the most outstanding persons in the country, like, let me give you an example. Coach Tom Landry of the Dallas Cowboys. His first year in Dallas, he lost 11, tied 1. He lost his second year, lost his third year, lost his fourth year, lost his fifth year. Didn't have a year they broke even until his sixth year. When he retired, he was the third winningest NFL coach of all time. And I asked him, I said, Coach, after the fifth year, what made you believe that you could still continue you could go on to build a great powerhouse? And he said, never once questioned it. It was just a matter of time. So basically what that said to me, he said, I didn't come down here to fail. It took a little longer than we'd hoped to build a great program, but he was totally committed for the length of time that they would have him as head coach, and he was there for a long time. I had the privilege of interviewing Coach John Wooden out of UCLA, and he was 53 years old before he coached his first national championship. And then he coached 10 in 12 years. But if he'd quit at age 52, you wouldn't be hearing the name Coach John Wooden. You know what I mean? So ability, but he was totally committed to doing the best he possibly could with the program he had, and he gave it time. And okay. I think so often, you know, we have a good idea, or we get into a business or something like this and expect it to develop quickly or easily, and maybe some do come together a little bit. But I haven't met anybody highly successful that would ever tell you that getting to the top was quick or easy. They just tell you it's worth it.
Yeah, David, I have to agree with you on that. We often hear, especially on things like infomercials, that you can have almost overnight success. I, too, have interviewed many people, and the story seems to be the same. There certainly needs to be an element of persistence, which leads to commitment. But I want to touch on another principle covered in the new Think and Grow Rich, and that is faith. Talk about how faith leads to commitment.
Well, I have a tremendous faith in God and a personal relationship with Jesus Christ, and I certainly wouldn't preach to persons. On the other hand, the faith in God has really allowed me to weather the ups and downs that we're all going to encounter. Anybody that tells you they've been highly successful and they haven't had a few setbacks, and they haven't had times where they wondered if they could ever put it together, I probably wouldn't believe anything else they said. Because most, again, that have succeeded, like Coach Landry, I said, Coach, you say in your book, Landry, you've got a tremendous faith in God. What has that done for you personally? And he said, two things. One, I don't think about it myself as much. Yeah. I take my mind off. And he said, I can concentrate on just doing my best and just believe it's going to work out the way it should. You know, I mean, I don't worry as much, and I can come closer to giving my God-given potential for the right reason. So, you know, faith in God has given me kind of a belief that if I'll strive to do the correct things and strive to do the right things, not perfect, but striving to live by the right principles, I think you do the right thing long enough, good things will happen. And I think when you do hit those roadblocks and you do hit those setbacks, like we're all going to do, I think you can say, God, I thank you that you love me. I thank you that you forgive me. I thank you that you pick me up again and put me back, and I thank you for all the things that are going right in my life, because it's so easy to dwell on those things that are not quite where we want them. And that's why often I'll repeat that serenity. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, the wisdom to know the difference.
Absolutely. Gratitude. Key point. I'm going to ask you probably a challenging question,
Sure.
but I know you can answer it. We're often told to keep on keeping on.
Right.
And at the same time, we're also told if it's not working, get out. How do you know when this commitment thing is just, it is time? You're in the wrong, you like to say, the ladder is up against the wrong building.
Right.
It's time to move.
Well, I think probably you're the only one that can really make that determination. What I say to persons is, let's just take sales. Okay, someone getting into a sales profession. My advice to them is, if you didn't think you had the ability to learn, if you didn't think you had the ability to do what you've seen others do, you probably wouldn't be pursuing this. But before you get into it, make sure you've evaluated the company properly. Make sure you're really sold on the product that you're getting ready to market. And then be willing to do whatever is necessary to become highly successful. And in time you can do that. But I think obviously sometimes you get into things that maybe aren't working, but more times than not, things aren't working.
Sure.
It's usually the fact that my commitment factor is probably not where it needs to be. My attitude is not quite. And the third thing is I haven't given it enough time, because good things take time. I don't know anybody, again, that's been highly successful that hasn't taken a lot of time to get there and been very consistent in their action and dedication in doing so.
Excellent. David Dean, I want to thank you.
Thank you.
You're doing good things. Go to thinkrich.com where you can hear more from experts like this.
Thank you. My pleasure.
you.
Okay, great. Thank
Good
you
job.
very much. I appreciate it.